Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. My name is Naveen. And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. My name is Naveen. And today we'll be looking into CAT 2023 500 most expected DILR questions, part 18 of this series. Okay, so let's begin with our first set for today. So the first set says, read the information given and answer the following questions. The Central Cricket Council is organizing a tournament and has started selling tickets for the same. They had announced the ticket prices for all the matches for different categories of tickets 2 years ago. The ticket for the final match to be played in Mumbai is priced at Rs 2,000 for school-going children. Chintu, studying in a school in Mumbai, has been saving money in his piggy bank since the last 2 years to buy the tickets as he wanted to see the match in the stadium with his friends with his own savings. He has been saving in denominations of Rs 1,000, Rs 500, Rs 200, Rs 100 and Rs 50 notes. Now that he has the exact sum of money required to buy the tickets, he decides to break the piggy bank and take the money out to buy the ticket. So as per the question, he is going to have a 1,000 rupee note, okay, 500 rupee note, 200 rupee note, 100 rupee note and 50 rupee notes, right? Such that the total amount is going to be 2,000. So there are a lot of possibilities, right? He can have 4 notes of 500 only, right? Because the exact sum of money he has is 2,000 and that's what is required, okay? So let's look at the questions, what the questions are asking us. The first one is, how many different ways can an amount of Rs 2,000 be withdrawn from the piggy bank if it is known that the piggy bank contains one note each of 1,000 and 500 respectively, right? So, yeah, good afternoon, Sonali. Yes, Rajkumar, they are. So that means we will have to make all the cases, right? So if we talk about Rs 1,000, Rs 500, Rs 200, Rs 100 and Rs 50, these many notes, and such that the total amount should result in 2,000, and we know that there are 1 notes of each of these two, which means we already have 1,500. So can we say the remaining 500 we have to form using these notes? Let's say the number of notes of 200 is A, 100 is B and 50 is C. So from here, can we say 200A plus 100B plus 50C is equal to 500. All the terms are in the table of 50. So let's remove 50. Let's divide every term by 50. So we will have 4A plus 2B plus C is equal to 10. Now, what are the different scenarios? The first case would be when A is equal to 0, right? We will get 2B plus C is equal to 10. Now, B and C, these all A, B, C, or they all denote the number of notes. So there can be only whole numbers. You can't take fractional values or negative values. So only whole numbers allowed. So from here, can we say if B is going to be 0, C is going to be 10. If B is going to be 1, C is going to be 8. If B is going to be 2, C is going to be 6. If B is going to be 3, C is going to be 4. If B is going to be 4, C is going to be 2. If B is going to be 5, C is going to be 0. So we get 6 cases already, right? The second possibility is when A is equal to 1. If A is equal to 1, we will be getting 2B plus C is equal to 10 minus 4, which will result in 6. So the first solution will be B is 0, excuse me, C is going to be 6. Then B is going to be 1, C is going to be 4. B is going to be 2, C is going to be 2. And then B is going to be 3 and C is going to be 0. So we get another 4 cases, right? The third possibility, let me write it above. The third possibility is going to be when A is equal to 2. If A is equal to 2, we will get 2B plus C is equal to 10 minus 8, which is 2. we will be getting when B is equal to 0, C is equal to 2, when B is equal to 1, C is equal to 0. So we get another two cases. If I put A is equal to 3, I will get 2B plus C as -2, which is not possible, right? Because that will mean one of B or C, at least one of them is negative. So we will have a total of 12 such cases, right? 12 cases. So 12. So patience is required. So the answer is going to be 12. The next question. In how many different ways an amount of rupees 2000 can come out from the piggy bank if it is known that the piggy bank contains exactly one note of 1000 and no notes of 500 and 200? Same as the previous scenario. 1000 rupee note is exactly 1. 500 rupee notes is none. 200 rupee notes is none. 100 rupee notes and 100 rupee notes and 50 rupee notes, let's say they are A and B, such that out of 2000 rupees is the total amount, right? 2000 rupees, 1000 rupee note is already there. That means 1000 rupees is there. So can we say the remaining 1000 rupees is what we require from 100 rupee notes of A numbers and 50 rupee notes of B number. Now again, every term is in the table of 50. So let's remove 50. So we will be getting 2A plus B, that will be equal to 1000, 50, 20, right? Now, if we form cases, if A is going to be 0, B is going to be 20, if A is going to be 1, B is going to be 18, and if we continue like this, the maximum value of A that we can put is A is going to be 10 and B is going to be 0, right? These are all the cases that we can have. Now, out of all these cases, how many cases, out of these count, how many cases are there? So can we say, if we look at the value of A that we have, it starts from 0, 0, 1, 2 and 10. How many values we will have here? 11 values. 0 se leke 10, there are 11 numbers. So that means there are 11 such ways of forming 2000 rupees with exactly one note of 1000 and no notes of 500 and 200. Okay. Again, a theta question, so we have to type in 11. So 11 is the answer. Next question. In how many different ways can 2000 come out from the piggy bank if it is known that the piggy bank contains each one note of 1000 and 200 but no note of 500? So 1000 rupee का एक नोट है, 500 का नहीं है, 200 का you have one note, then we are left with 100 and 50 rupees. So let's call them A and B notes. So out of 2000, 1000 plus 200, 1200 we already have. So that means we need another 800, and that 800 should come from 100 rupee A notes and 50 rupee notes B of them, right? All the terms are divisible by rupees 50. So let's divide it. So we will be getting 2A plus B is equal to 16, right? If we take A is equal to 0, B is going to be 16. If I take A is equal to 1, B is going to be 14, and so on. Eventually, the maximum value of A that we can put is 8 and B will be 0 over here. Again, look at the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 18. There is a pattern. So how many numbers are written over here from 0 to 8? So we definitely have 9 numbers written over here. So the answer is going to be 9. Okay. So pretty simple. All the questions are of similar types. You will be having a linear equation in 2 or 3 variables and just one equation. Patiently find out the number of cases. Next one. In how many different ways can the sum of 2000 come out of the piggy bank if it is known that there are exactly one note of 1000 rupee, no notes of 500 rupees, and more than one note of 200 in the piggy bank, right? So 1000 rupee ke we have one note, 500 ka we have none of them, 200 ka we will have more than one note as in 2 and above. 100 rupee notes don't know, 50 rupee notes we don't know, right? Let's say they are A and B here. So case 1, if you have 200 rupee notes, you have two of them. So can we say 400 rupees or the amount will be with us because of just 200 rupee notes, and another 1000 rupee note, that means another 1000 rupees. So 1400 already hai hamare paas. So we will be having rupees 100 into A plus rupees 50 into B, and that is going to give us 600 rupees because 1400 we already have, right? 400 idhar ko or 1000 idhar. Okay. So this is going to give us 2A plus B is equal to 12, right? Values agar check karoge, if I only talk about value of A will start from 0 and maximum it can go up to 6. So there are 7 such values. Second scenario, we can have 200k3. If we will have 200k3, so can we say 200 further reduce ho jayega? In other words, the first equation RHS, instead of 600, we will be having only 400. So we will be getting 2A plus B, and that will be equal to 8. So there is a reduction of 4 there. Excuse me. If I only look at the values that A can take, it can take values from 0 and up to a maximum of 4. So these are 5 values. So pehle 7 aaya, fir 5 aaya. Itne cases hai. What about the third scenario? Rupees 200 ke 4 ho jayenge. So that is 1800 with us. So can we say that we will be having 100A plus 50B is equal to 200? देखो 200 का reduction है, 600 to 400, 400 to 200. There is a pattern. If there is a pattern in that, there is going to be a pattern in the solution as well, right? So initially we got 7 solutions, next we got 5 solutions. So there is a reduction of 5. Here, the values that A can take is going to be 0, 1 and 2. So yani ki 3 values. So 7 plus 5 plus 3. Should I check the next one properly the way we are doing? Or we can simply say 7 tha, fir 5 tha, fir 3 tha. What should be the next one? It should be 1. Let's verify this. Okay. So the fourth case is going to be jab 200k we will have 5 notes. That's completely 1000 rupees in itself. And we also have one note of 1000. So that's total 2000 amount. That means 100A plus 50B is going to be 0. That means 2A plus B is going to be 0. The only solution we will have is when A is 0 and B is 0. तो इसका एक ही आंसर आएगा, बिल्कुल आया. So we are supposed to add all these cases. If you add, you will be getting 16 cases, right? So the answer is going to be 16. There are 16 ways to do this, right? Yeah, good afternoon, Anish. Yeah, hi, Pratik. 16. Next one. It is known that there are at least 5 different combinations possible for the sum of 2000 to come out of the piggy bank. Which of the following cannot be the number of notes present in the piggy bank? कम से कम 5 combinations possible है, ठीक है? So can we say that 1000 rupee ka and 500 ka and 200, and then we have 100, and then we have 50. So what we are going to do is we will take one note of each. 1000 ka do nahi lenge, right? So 1000 ka 1, 500 ka 1, 200 ka 1. So we have 1700 with us. Now we need another 300. So if we need another 300, we can take 100 ka bhi or 50 ka bhi. So if I take even 100 ka, So 50 ka we will be having is 1800 and this will be another 4, right? So we can have a total of 8 nodes. Very much possible, right? And this is not the least number of nodes. Okay. Next is what if we take, let's erase this, वापस से नहीं लिखते. Let's try to make the first option 12 करने की कोशिश करते हैं. So for 12, if I take, let's say 10 nodes of 50 only, right? So that is 500 with us. Now we need to make 1500 more by taking 2 more nodes. Well, if I take 1 node of 1000 and 1 node of 500, this is going to be a total of 1500 plus 500, 2000 बनता है. इनके 0 है. So can we say 12 nodes is very much possible such that we will have exactly 2000, right? In how many more ways now we can think of forming using 12 nodes? Should we solve it using equation? No, won't be worth. Using 12 nodes, right? केवल 12 नोट लेके बन सकता है. See, what we can have is 1000 ka 1, that's 1000 rupees. I need another 1000. Even if I take 100 ka 10 na, so 1000 this will also become, right? So let's make it 2, 0, 0 and 0. So can we say 12 nodes again? Okay. So using 12 nodes, there are 2 ways to form 2000 rupees. Third scenario. What if I take 200 ka, let's say 8. So that is 1600, and 100 rupees ke 4. So that is another 400, such that the total number of nodes we will have is 12. So there are 3 ways as of now. Okay, can we modify it further? What if we take 1000 ka 1, 200 k 3, so that is going to be 600. I need another 400 using 8 nodes of 50. So there are total 12 nodes and we are able to form 2000 rupees. Okay, if we can find one more, because it says 5 different combinations. एक और combination बन गया ना, तो मतलब 12 nodes is the possible scenario, right? So we can say that 12 nodes are there. That means I can form 2000 rupees in at least 5 different combinations. ठीक है. The next one that we can do is, let's take 500, 200 and 100. Suppose if I take 200 and 100, this is 1000 and these are total of 4 nodes. अब 8 nodes करके मेरे को बनाने का है 1000. Right? We need another 8 nodes and 1000 is required. So 2 more of this and 6 more of this. So we will have 1, 4 and 7. 0, 0. Such that total nodes is 12 and the amount is 500 plus 800, 1300 plus 700, 1200, and all these combinations, they are unique, right? So can we say 12 can be the number of notes in the piggy bank says that there are at least 5 different combinations possible. So 12 nahi hoga, to D bhi nahi hoga. So if A is not the answer, D is also not the answer. Right? Okay, now between 11 and 10. So it says both A and B. So let's check B. B अगर check कर लेंगे तो पता चल जाएगा. If B is not going to be possible, then obviously C is the answer. If B is possible, then obviously B is the answer. Right? So hit and trial चाहिए, because if you use variables, you will be having a lot of cases. तो मैंने इसको horizontal लिख लेता हूँ. 1000, 500, 200, 100 and 50. And how many notes of each type? Remember, we have to make 11 notes. 11 चाहिए अपने को. ठीक है? So I'll take one note of 1000. So I need another 10 notes, and another 10 notes I need another 1000. So I will take 10 notes of 100. So says that there are total of 11 notes, है ना? और amount भी आपका 1000 बन गया. So this is one case. Another is if I take one note of 1000 and 10 notes से बनाना है. So 300 from 3 notes. So 8 notes of 100, 1 note of 200, nahin, 7 notes of 100, 7 notes of 100, 2 notes of 50, and 1 note of 200, because 200 plus 100 is 300, 300 plus 700 is 1000, and another 1000 we have. So can we say this also consists of 11 notes, right? Or amount 2000 banta hai. So you can see that when I reduce the number of notes of 100 by 3, those 3 notes ka distribution was 1 note went to 200 and 2 notes went to 50. ऐसे कर सकते हो ना कि आपके पास अगर 100 के 3 notes हैं, this amount you can have with 200 का 1 note and 50 के 2 notes, such that the total number of notes are still 3 and the amount is also still 300. Same thing we are doing here. So if I reduce this further by 3, this will become 4, this will increase by 2, this will increase by 1, and ये total आपके पास फिर से 2000 बन जाएगा, and the number of notes will remain 11. 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, 11 notes, and amount is 200 into 2, 400, 100 into 4, that is another 400, 800, 50 ke 4 notes is another 200, which is 1000. The next is if I reduce it further by 3. So if I make this as 1, so this will become 6 and this will become 3 and ye 1 reh jayega. So we will have 0, 0, 0 for 500. So this is again 11 notes and amount is 2000. Okay. Hold on. I think, is it visible? That's what I'm checking. 3 हो गया, नहीं, 4th के लिए I will have to hide myself. Okay. Now, I can't reduce 100 rupee notes further, right? We have to come up with some other approach. What if I take 500 ka 1 note? So I need another 1500, right? And using 10 notes. 1500 10 notes मतलब 150 के 10 notes है ना. 150 के 10 notes में I can take 5 notes of 200, that is 1000, and I need another 500. 500 चाहिए 5 note और spend करना है. So I can take 5 notes of 100 as well, such that total notes we have is 11 and amount is 5 into 100, 500, 5 into 200 is 1000 and 1 into 500. So can we say 11 को भी हम 11 number of notes are also possible, such that we will have a final combination, at least 5 combinations, right? So 12 is possible, 11 is possible. That means the value that we are missing I mean, the number of notes that is not possible is going to be 10. That means कि 10 notes से आप 5 different combinations नहीं बना सकते 2000 का. So this was, out of all the questions, this was a little time consuming. So option C, 10. Sixth, let me unhide myself. It is given that there is exactly one note of 1000 and 500 respectively in the piggy bank. For which of the number of notes given in the option it is not possible to have a sum of 2000 come out of the piggy bank? So if we have one note of 1000, so that will be 1000 rupees. 1000 का one note हो गया तो ये 1000 रुपए हो गया. One note of 500 हो गया तो this is 500 rupees. So 1500 we have so far. So let's check with the smallest option. Think about it. कम से कम notes use करके 1000 बनाना है. So it's going to be difficult. If you have more number of notes तो 50-50 के notes ले लो. That is much easier, right? So 4 notes कोशिश करते हैं. Now I need another 500 rupee notes. And I can only use, 500 rupees, and I can use only 2 notes क्योंकि total 4 notes लेने थे. Is it possible to get 500 rupees using a denomination of 200 or 100 or 50 or any combination of these three? नहीं possible है, right? Even if I happen to take 200 rupee के 2 notes, I will be getting a max of 400 only. सबसे बड़ा note लिया, the highest denomination. Still 500 we are not able to touch in 2 notes, right? So this clearly tells us that 4 notes is not possible. So the answer is going to be D. तो छोटे वाले वैल्यू से शुरू करना चाहिए था. So D is the answer. Okay, the next one. Read the instructions carefully and answer the questions that follow. Hela Nandani Gardens is a housing society located in Mumbai. The housing society has 5,000 flats in total. All the 5,000 flats are bought by people. The flats in which the buyers are living are referred to as owned flats. The rest of the buyers of the flats have either rented or leased the flats. These flats are referred to as rented flats and leased flats respectively. Okay. So we have a total of 5,000 flats. 5,000 के 2 types हैं. Either they are owned, 3 types हैं, or they are rented, or they are leased. Now, at present, few of these flats are occupied while the rest of them are not occupied. यानी कि this 5,000 flats के further 2 cases हैं. Either people stay there or they do not stay there. खाली है घर. अब ये occupied किसके होंगे, not occupied किसके होंगे? Right? So the flats in which the buyers are living are referred to as owned flats, right? So the buyers, people are living there. So can we say the occupied number is going to denote owned kam se kam? And if there is some extra, that means कि rented तो हो गई. And not occupied means those flats जिधर को people who have bought the flats but they don't stay. वैसे लोग, or people who have let it out for rent but nobody still has rented it out, right? वैसे वाले cases. Occupied and not occupied refer to whether any person stays in the flat for the past month or not, right? Each of the 5,000 flats are either furnished or not furnished. ये आपका third case है. ये 5,000 flats या तो furnished है. Normally furnished means you will be given basic things like almirah will be given. The closets or the wardrobes required, those will be given. Fans in some cities allowed होता है, नहीं होता, ठीक है. So either they are furnished or not furnished, right? अब ये furnished या not furnished में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. People may be staying in a flat which is not furnished, or maybe people or the flats which are furnished, nobody is staying there, right? So सारे possible है. So there is no, as such, there is no relation between these different varieties. Oh, okay. So I'll have to hide myself so that you guys can see the charts. The scatter plot given below shows the numbers corresponding to the above mentioned categories. So we have owned, rented, leased. Owned जो है वो that is blue diamond. So occupied we have is 1200. Not occupied is 800. So that means total owned flats is 2000. Right? Furnished flats owned category is 1600. Not furnished is 400. 1600 plus 400, ye bhi 2000 hai. Now, what is the relation between occupied and furnished? No idea. Nothing of that type is given. Similarly, we have for rented ka bhi combination. You have got not occupied rented and occupied rented. So 1000 plus 600 is 1600. Similarly, we have leased green triangle 900 plus 500 1400. 2000, 1600, 1400, 5000 flats ho gaye. Right? So this is the classification. Now the radar chart given above shows data of the number of flats based on the number of bedrooms available in those flats. Bhai sahab. Now the same 5000 flats, they can be further categorized into 4 types. 1 BHK, 2 BHK, 3 BHK and 4 BHK. Is tarah ke flats. And you are given the numbers here. So if I look at the blue color which says owned flat, 4 BHK 500. 3 BHK we have is 500. 2 BHK we have is 600. 1 BHK we have is 300. So I hope you guys know how to follow through. These points or vertices of the rhombus that you see, they denote the numbers written. So 0 is at the center. And each time you move away on the rhombus sides, it will increase by 100. So that means this is 100, this is 200. Ye 100 hai, ye 200 hai, this is 300, this is 400, this one is 500, this dot is 600, this one is 700. This is true for all the 4 parts of the axis. Excuse me. So, that means, okay, is the set over? Yeah, set is over. So that means we will have to find out all the classification, sare types ke, right? So it has to be a very smart move as to how to draw the table. So the table here drawn is the 3 categories that we have in both the charts: owned, rented, leased, owned, rented, leased, right? Now, within those, we have a combination of occupied, not occupied, as in occupancy wise. Then we have furnished, not furnished, that is the condition of the flat wise. And then we have the number of BHKs, right? That is the flat types. So let's fill this table, right? Okay, if you look at 1 BHK owned, blue color 1 BHK. So this is the number we have, which corresponds to 100, 2, 3, 4. So this is 400 which are owned. 2 BHK, if you look into it, this is 600 which is owned. 3 BHK is 500 which is owned. And this is also 500 owned. If you count here, this is a total of 2000 owned, which we already know from the first one as well. Occupancy wise, 1200 are occupied and 800 are not occupied. They are vacant. That is also 2000. Iska sum bhi 2000, iska bhi 2000, because only 2000 hai. Right? I hope you guys are able to understand that part. And what about furnished and not furnished? The blue diamond furnished is 1600. And the blue diamond not furnished is 400. So this is again 2000. Let's talk about rented. Rented as in the red line. 1 BHK red line is same as the green one, which is 400. Next, the green line drops below. So that is 100, 2, 3, 4. So this is 400. 1 BHK and sorry, red देख रहे थे ना? हाँ, red तो वही है 400. ठीक है. 3 BHK, red one is one beneath the blue one, so that is 400. And we will have 300. So rented we see is a total of 1500. Rented is 300, 400, 400 and 500. Okay, so the first one is 500. Okay, if you count, this is a total of 8, 11, 5, 1600. Let's talk about occupancy. So the red square, occupied is 1000 and not occupied is 600. Furnished, the red square, 1400 and not furnished is 300. Sorry, नहीं, that is 200. 300 तो वो नीचे वाला है ना. 300 is the green, the least one. Okay, let's talk about the least one. Least one will be remaining 1400, right? Because this sum is going to be a total of 5000 flats. Okay, let's look at least, the green one. 1 BHK is same as the red one, the rented one, so that is 500. 2 BHK drops to the same as the green one, which is 400. The next one becomes 300. And then it drops further, it becomes 200. So this is 1400 if you add. From the first scatter diagram, the occupancy green one is given as 900 and not occupied is given as 500. This is another 1400. And furnished and not furnished, it is given as 1100 and 300. So this is another 1400. So a very straightforward basic DI. Sonali, we have to form the table. Okay, I'll tell you Abhi right now. Sri, your question is, in the last question, can we have 4 as the possibility? So Sri, here it all comes down. It all comes down to, did you read the question carefully? It says, for which of the number of notes given in the option, it is not possible to have a sum of 2000 come out of the bank. Does it say 500? No. Does it say 4 notes for only, extra 4 notes or 4 notes more? कि पहला वाला 1 note of 1000 and 1 note of 500 ignore करने के लिए, the language has to be such that which should tell you to ignore the previous case. So nowhere it is written that you need 4 more notes. Nowhere it is written that 500 notes के लिए, 500 for rupees 500 amount, how many more notes is required. ऐसा कुछ नहीं लिखा हुआ ना. 2000 बनाना है. Minimum how many notes are required. So we can see that it's definitely not 4. So 4 notes आप नहीं बना रहे हो, आप 2 notes से 500 बनाना चाहते हो, not 4 notes. That's not what the question is asking, right? And Sonali, in this particular set, the question is, what is the difference in the total number of 3 BHK flats and the number of rented flats that are not furnished, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is why this is required. I hope you understand that. The table is required, right? Fine. So we will be needing the right, Sri, it does include all of that. Okay, so I will have to hide myself so that you guys can see the questions. Okay, what is the difference in the total number of 3 BHK flats? What is the total number of 3 BHK flats? Right, 500 plus 400 plus 300. So can we say this is a total of 1200? And the number of rented flats that are not furnished. The number of rented flats that are not furnished. So can we say this is 200? The difference is going to be 1000. See, rented flat, not furnished. ये इधर meet करता है, the row and the column, right? So the answer is going to be 1000. So 1000 is the answer. Okay, the next one is the total number of 2 BHK flats. What is the total number of 2 BHK flats? 600, 400, 400. Can we say 1400 flats? So total number of 2 BHK flats, which is 1400, is approximately what percent of total number of 3 BHK flats? So 3 BHK flats we have already seen is 1200, right? So 1400 upon 1200, if you solve this, this is going to be 7 by 6. And if you know that this is 116.66 percentage, which is closest to 117 percentage. So C should be the answer. Right? Next question. For which of the below mentioned category of flats are the number of rented, leased and owned flats are in AP? और ये arithmetic progression can be in any order. मतलब numbers AP में होने चाहिए. So let's look at occupied wala row. So occupied wala row, the numbers are 1200, 1000 and 900. They are not in an AP, right? 12, 10 and 9. ये AP में तो नहीं होता है. So occupied is not the answer. Not occupied, furnished and not furnished. Check कर लेते हैं. Occupied is not there. Not occupied is 800, 600, 500. Nah, this is also not there. Furnished 1100, 1400, 600, 1600. This is also not there. Not furnished is an AP, right? We see number 200, 300, 400. It never said कि उसी order में होना चाहिए. Actually, in the question, it mentioned that कोई भी order चलेगा. So it's going to be not furnished. Option D. Okay, next. If all the flats that are occupied are furnished as well. Let's take a pause and go back. All the flats that are occupied are furnished as well. Total flats that you see here is 3100. All the furnished flats that you see here are 4100. Right? तो ये बोल रहा है कि पूरा का पूरा, the entire 3100 flats, they are furnished. That means that 1000 extra जो flats हैं, those are not furnished, right? So occupied flats are 3100. Furnished ones are 4100. So out of this 4100, occupied पूरा है. Isn't it? So can we say the remaining 1000 of that will go to non-occupied? So we can say non-occupied 1000 flats are furnished. Then what is the total number of flats that are furnished but not occupied? So can we say furnished but not occupied is going to be 1000? अभी अभी जो हमने solve करा वही हमें type in कर लेना चाहिए, right? $1000 is the answer. Okay. Next one. What is the ratio of number of flats that are leased but not occupied? Flats that are leased but not occupied. So flats that are leased but not occupied. Leased, not occupied. 500? The moment we have 500 तो यार ये तो बिल्कुल चांस नहीं है कि ये, चलो कुछ भी हो सकता है वैसे. And the number of flats that are 3 BHK and rented. 3 BHK and rented. So we have rented here and we have 3 BHK here. So we're looking at 400. So 500 is to 400 का ratio निकालना है हमें. Why did I write 5000? 500 है ना? So 500 is to 400 का ratio. The answer is going to be option B. Right? Pretty simple, right? Normally the scatter diagram based sets or the web diagram, which is also known as the radar chart, those sets are relatively easier because they are very new. So you will not get very calculative sets. The second set that we did today, kya kara humne? Addition, subtraction, that's it. And in the question, we had to use one ratio and 1%, that's it. The first question, of course, was, a little time consuming because there is no formula for that because we have a lot of variables. So patiently, we are supposed to solve step by step. If these are the number of nodes of this type, to baki kitne honge, and so on and so forth. Right? So today was a good day. No mistakes happened. All the options matched, and the sets were also easy to understand and solve. So anyone who is looking to unlock our BYJU'S exam prep for MBA, this particular app, for free for 3 days, you can download it from the Play Store. The link to download is given in the description below. And enter your contact number and your free trial will start. You guys can take up our test series. And this test series, it contains at least 80 mocks, where there are 25 CAT mocks and more than 55 non-CAT mocks. There are 10,000 practice questions, and you get video solutions for all of that. And all India open mock tests are provided with video solutions. ठीक है, तो बहुत सारा चीज मिल जाता है at a price of 1, right? And meet our CAT 2022 toppers. Okay, so this year also we are going to have a lot of toppers. You can be one among them. All you have to do is join our last batch that is currently going to start for CAT 2023 preparation. Okay, you get more than 300 engaging videos, you get more than 135 live sessions, you get 75 plus mocks, right? We have already seen it's 85 plus now. More than 10,000 questions to practice, help in your GDPI, booklets. If booklets are not available, then soft copies, and more than 5 previous year questions. On 6th of August, coming Sunday at 11 a.m., Mr. Gautam is going to take a session, which is 100 days to CAT 2023. So there are only 100 days left, right? A little over 3 months. So he's going to discuss about how to write the mocks, CAT study plan, insight from what CAT notification has come, what are the expectations in this year's CAT paper. Okay, everybody, please make sure that you attend this workshop and get your queries cleared. And you can avail up to 90% scholarship for our comprehensive program. All you have to do is write a scholarship test, which is supposed to happen on 13th of August at 11 a.m., which I think is again a Sunday, right? For this also, you will have to register. 11th August to 20th August, All India Open Mock CAT 2023 is going to start. So please write this mock, because since it is all India and there are going to be students from all corners of the country, there will be writing this mock. So whatever percentile or score you are going to get is going to be a very good reflection as to what is going to happen. Suppose if you write a mock, whatever mock you are writing, those mocks are generally written, those are written by the people who have bought those mocks. But all India mein to sare log likhte hain. People who have not bought that test series also write it, right? So you get a very good judgment of your percentile and where do you stand pan India, okay? Not just BYJU'S. So video attempt will be provided to you by IM alumni only. You can identify your D-Day strategy. Okay, you can benchmark, the level of difficulty of the sets and the paper. Okay, and video solutions will definitely be provided. वो तो हमेशा हम करते हैं. Everyone, please make sure that you like the video, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, and don't forget to check out our social media pages and handles. Most importantly, our Telegram channel, where the notification for all the sessions that are about to happen and that happens, those are notified. So you have one repository where you can quickly glance through and find out or search whichever session you're looking for. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. In the next session, we will be taking up another QA or LR DI set. Okay.